Hey, I'm Kyle from the Distilled Man, and today we're going to be talking about how to keep your shirt tucked in. Hey, my eyes are up here. Have you ever noticed how your outfit can look totally put together in the morning, but then by early afternoon, you look like a complete mess? One of the biggest problems is that your shirt hates you, and it's dead set on coming untucked throughout the day. This wouldn't be a problem if you could just stay still all day, but even if you have an office job, you're actually moving around quite a bit throughout the day. If you're taking the bus or the train to get to work, maybe you reach up to grab the handrail and your shirt creeps up just a little bit. Then once you get to work, of course you're, standing up, sitting down, standing up, sitting down, reaching to grab files, running to go get a cup of coffee before your next meeting. With each little movement, your shirt creeps out just a little bit more. And then by 10:30 or 11, you look down and you've got this poofy, muffin top thing going on. So you end up having to sort of adjust yourself throughout the day. And it's a little embarrassing. It's not something you want your coworkers to see, and certainly not your clients if you deal with clients. You end up playing this stealth game throughout the day where you try to adjust yourself on the fly when no one's looking. So what's the alternative? How do you keep your shirt in check? Well, here are 5 tips on how to keep your shirt tucked in neatly all day. Real quick, I just want to give a big thanks to KK&J for sponsoring this video and for supporting the Distilled Man. Tip number 1 is to use Shirttail garters, also known as shirt stays. This is the best way to keep your shirt tucked in neatly all day without having to worry about it. Shirttail garters look almost like suspenders, but instead of holding your pants up, they actually hold your shirt down and they hold your socks up. What's great about these is, unlike just tucking your shirt in, you're actually getting constant tension holding the shirt down. So the shirt's actually, you get more of a tailored look because the shirt's actually flatter against your body. Okay, I know that if you've never seen these things before, they may look a little different, but actually guys in the military and law enforcement professionals and even businessmen have been wearing them for years. They're great if you're active, but you also want to keep your outfit looking good. So here's how you put them on. First, attach the upper clips to the front and the back of your shirt tails and just pull down to make sure that they're secure. Next, attach the lower clips to your socks and pull up to secure them. Then just adjust the slider clip to make sure the fit is right. And these ones are from KK&J, and they come in a lot of different colors and patterns. And it's an interesting feeling the first time you wear them because you're not used to having that slight tension pulling down on your shirt. But after a little while, you get used to them, and they're actually pretty comfortable to wear. Okay, so I know what you're thinking. For those intimate moments when you're taking off your clothes, what's your partner going to think? Honestly, if the other person's going to judge you for wearing something like this, then maybe they're not such a good match for you in the first place. I'm just saying. More than likely, what'll actually happen when they see you wearing the Shirttail garters is that they'll be more endeared to you. Because 1, it's a very unique item, and 2, there's something attractive about a man who's confident enough to want to invest in looking his best. You can see now with the Shirttail garters on, I can move around really freely, and my shirt definitely stays tucked in. I can reach up, bend over, sit down, stand up, and my shirt stays put. So Shirttail garters are definitely a great option for keeping your shirt tucked in. And definitely check out KK&J if you're interested. I'll leave a link below in the description. Tip number 2 for keeping your shirt tucked in neatly is kind of an obvious one, but I see so many guys who aren't doing it. And that's to avoid shirts that have a ton of extra fabric around the midsection. As I mentioned earlier, it's hard enough to keep your shirt from sort of naturally riding up throughout the day and creating that sloppy muffin top look. But when you start out with the shirt that has a ton of extra fabric around the midsection, that makes it even more difficult to keep your shirt tucked in neatly. A lot of guys wear dress shirts that are just way too big around the midsection, and I used to do the same thing. I'm sort of a tall guy, and when I used to get off the rack shirts, in order to get the right neck size and the right sleeve length, the midsection ended up being way too big around me. And it just looked bad. I looked heavier than I actually was. Then on a whim, I decided to get a shirt tailored. I paid an extra $15 at Nordstrom, and they sort of tailored it to fit me. After that, I was kind of hooked. People asked me if I'd lost weight. I felt like $1 million. And since then, I've actually started getting into made-to-measure shirts where they actually take your measurements and adjust a pattern and create the shirt to fit you. Getting rid of that extra fabric makes it so much easier to tuck your shirt in neatly. You're not fighting against your proportions, and there's not all that bunching going on. I mean, you may still have to adjust throughout the day, but a slimmer shirt is going to make it much easier to work with when you're trying to keep it tucked in. Tip number 3 is to use the military tuck. Now, I get that not everyone can afford, to have their shirts tailored or to get made to measure shirts. So if you have a bunch of shirts that have a lot of excess fabric around the midsection, the military tuck can be a good option for you. As the name implies, this is something that people in the armed forces have done for years to make their dress uniforms fit better. All you do is start by tucking in your shirt the way you normally would. Then you gather the extra fabric from the front and the back of your shirt towards the sides of your torso. And then you use your thumb and forefinger to pinch the extra fabric and then sort of fold it under neatly on both sides. It's kind of like doing your own tailoring without any sewing involved. And of course, you may still need to redo the military tuck or adjust it throughout the day, but it can be a good option, especially if you're wearing a coat that covers up the folds on the sides. Tip number 4 is the good old underwear tuck. I'm not sure who came up with this, but it actually works really well. And if you don't wear undershirts, this isn't going to work for you, but if you do wear undershirts, this could be a good option for you. What you do is you tuck your undershirt into your underwear, and then you tuck your dress shirt outside of your underwear, in between your underwear and your pants. Now, I haven't seen scientific data for exactly why this works, but my theory is that, well, first of all, there's less bunching of your undershirt under your dress shirt because your undershirt's being held in place. But also, I think this gives a firmer grip on your dress shirt because it's kind of being sandwiched in between your pants and your underwear. Number 5, the last tip for keeping your shirt tucked in is just to make sure that your shirt is long enough. Much like tip number 2, you can try all the techniques you want, but if the sort of fundamental proportions of your shirt are off to start with, it's going to be a losing battle for you. You probably noticed that when you wear a casual shirt and try to tuck it in, a lot of times that will come untucked a little more easily, and that's because casual shirts often are a little bit shorter so that guys can wear them untucked if they want to. But a good dress shirt should have quite a bit of extra fabric that goes below the belt line, and that's going to give you a little more surface area of the shirt being sort of held between your pants and your underwear, which is going to help hold it in place. Just a side note, you also want to make sure that your undershirt is long enough too, because if it's too short, sometimes the bottom edge of your undershirt can sort of ride up and then create more bunching under your dress shirt, even if your dress shirt stays tucked in. So guys, I hope you found these tips helpful. Let me know in the comments which tip you thought was most helpful, or if I missed a tip. I'd love to hear from you. And don't forget, if you like this video, please hit like. Thanks again for watching, and I'll see you soon.